Hi, and welcome to Conan Exiles, Age of Calamitous. In this video, I'm going to show you how to learn water magic. The way to learn all types of magic in the Age of Calamitous has been changed after the December 8 update. We will talk about Ascensions on how to upgrade your water magic and locations of secret spells as well. So, if you think this guide would be of use to you, sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video so that we can share it to those who might need this updated guide. Just like the other magic, you can start your magic quest from Grandmaster FELGARTH in the faction hall. So interact with him. You will see the magic quests. Of course, it's already a given that you have already learned the ancient arts through clicking on this button right here or doing the quest itself. So now we're going to learn water magic. So that should be magic water mysterious depths. And then we are told to go to, let me just receive the quest. There we go. And then we are told to go locate someone at the coast of O5 on the map. So we're looking for an NPC named Druid, Sorias, Windseeker, and he will be the one to give us or make us learn the nature attunement for water magic. All right, let's check in the map. So that should be in O5. O is here. 5, that should be this grid right here. And he is actually just right here in front of the tower of the Palace of the Witch Queen. So we're going here so that we can get whatever quest he's going to give us as well. Okay, so we are already here in O5. And I'm currently here, specifically in this grid. And that's the NPC that we're looking for. So that's the tower of the Palace of the Witch Queen, the same location where you can attune to the divine magic. There we go. Magic water, mysterious depths. Complete the quest. Goodbye. Interact again. Druid of the water element. Let's see what he's asking us to do. Attune to the water shrine located somewhere in the sunken city at O6. So, since we have already learned the nature attunement, then we can already touch or interact with the shrine for the water magic. Because if you're gonna do it the other way around, if you're going to touch the water shrine before attuning to Druid, Sorias, Windseeker, you're gonna die of power overload, just like all the other magic. Right? Always make sure to receive the request. There we go. And track it. So press your 9 and 0 keys simultaneously, and then it should be here. Okay, no. Side quest. Druid of the water element. There we go. Attune to the water shrine located somewhere in the sunken city at O6. Water shrine, and then it's currently saying not located. Alright. Since the next part of the quest will require you to dive deep into the ocean to attune to the water shrine, you need to have one of these things right here. So you can have the underwater breathing mask. You can get this from Tome. So Tome is located right here in the Buccaneer's Bay, and he is a constant spawn. He's a guaranteed spawn, so you should be able to kill him and get the mask from him. This will not let you breathe underwater. It's just going to slow down your oxygen consumption, but it's already doable if you have this. Alright, the next one is the breathing potion. This should give you 60 seconds of water breathing ability. There we go. And then the next one is the fish gill potion. You can learn this in one of the tablets in the underwater city. There we go. This should give you 120 20 seconds of water breathing ability. And then the next one is the Stormcaller's Breathing Potion. This can be crafted by someone who's from FELGARTH, and this should give you 5 minutes of water breathing buff. And the last one is the Riptide. So Riptide is a javelin weapon, and if you are going to equip it, you shouldn't have any problems breathing underwater. So this one will give you an infinite water breathing buff. There we go. So this is going to be very useful, especially if you're already doing the underwater cavern. Now you can get the Riptide, this one that I'm holding right now, in the unnamed city by defeating the albino bat in the aviary. Now it's not a guaranteed drop, so you may have to go back there again and again and farm the albino bat so that you can get the Riptide. Now that we have the gear that we need in order for us to go to the water shrine, we can go to this canoe or small boat right here. And then it should teleport us to the location that we need to go in order for us to dive and get attuned to the water shrine. So right here. There we go. Now, you don't really need to fight through the NPCs here. You can actually just run and then jump off the cliff on the end of this path, but there's an easier way. If you can see, there's a tower that you can see right there. That's the building, that's the top of the building where the water shrine is located. So all you gotta do is just swim there and then just dive down, and then you should be able to see the water shrine. Alright, so we can start diving down. And you shouldn't worry about this location. There are no sharks or anything that could attack or harm you. So you should be fine. There we go. As you can see, the oxygen consumption stopped when I equipped the Riptide. I'm gonna unequip it so that you will see it. My breathing is slowly going down. The oxygen level is going down, I mean. And then when I use my Riptide, there we go, it stops. This is a very, very rare drop from the albino bat, but it's going to be worth it once you get the drop from that unnamed city boss. And by the way, that unnamed city boss is a vanilla unnamed city boss, and also this item is a vanilla item. All right, here we go. It says located, so I should be able to interact and not die anymore because I have already learned nature attunement from Druid Windseeker. There we go. You have learned a new feat, and that's water magic. Always double check before you go. So go to your feats, weapons, and there you go. Water magic. Alright. Time to go up. And we just go back where we came. Simple as that. No need to fight anyone. And no need to jump off a dangerous cliff and hit the rock, the rock bottom. So all you gotta do is go back to the small boat, click on it, and we should be teleported back to the tower of the Witch Queen, palace of the Witch Queen. All right, so we go back to NPC Windseeker. and then report our completion. All right. It seems like it's bugging out. It looks creepy. Here we go. Complete quest. Say goodbye, interact again, and then take the last one. Tome of the Water Element. So this will be a quest where you will actually get the material that you need to craft your magic weapon and also to craft other cool stuff in your altar. All right. So locate the Tome of the Water Element inside the underwater cavern at K9. There we go. So we're gonna go to the underwater cavern. Receive the quest. Here we go. Make sure you track it. Locate the Tome of the Underwater Element inside the underwater cavern at K9. So locate Tome of Water Element, and then it's currently not located. All right, so we need to go and get the Tome of Water Element so that we can craft our magic weapon, and that's in the underwater cavern. So the entrance to the underwater cavern, even though it says K9, so K9 is right here, K9 right here, this one, the passage, but you don't want to deal with the dangerous mobs right here. You probably have a death wish if you will choose that path. So I would suggest you go right here in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 11. Right here. There's an entrance going through the underwater cavern, and this is the most ideal and the safest place to go if you want to go underwater cavern. All right, so we're already here in G11, specifically at the bottom right part of this grid, right here. There we go. And you should be able to see the stairs going to the entrance. So that's a portal right there. And it's not yet the actual entrance to the underwater cavern, but this is the entrance that we're going to use instead of the K9 entrance, because this one is the safest one. But before we go there, here are some things that you need to bring or you need to know. All right, I'll show you. All right, so we already have breathing potions. So you will need a better or a really good breathing potion. So I would recommend if you have the physical potion, and if someone is from FELGARTH, or if you are from FELGARTH, you can have the Stormcaller's breathing potion. And at the same time, if you're lucky enough to get the Riptide, that would be great. And then you should bring a glowing stick. You should be able to get a glowing stick in one of your early missions or early quests. And then if you are from FELGARTH, or someone that you know is from FELGARTH, you can also use the Orb of Light. So these two are, so far, the best source of light in the underwater cavern, because it's going to be pitch black in there. Now, for those who were able to play the Age of Calamitous before the December 8 update, some of you would probably have already known Powers of Dominion will allow you to see in pitch black conditions, and also allow you to breathe underwater. So this is gonna be like a helmet that you should be able to breathe and at the same time see in the dark. This is not going to work anymore. The same with Night Stalker's Mask. It's not going to work anymore. Argosian Dream Dust is not going to work anymore as well. And the one from Jebel Sag altar, the Night Eye Potion, is also not going to work. So any potions or anything that would be like a night vision is no longer going to work in the underwater cavern. That's why you need to have the handheld glowing stick and also the Orb of Light. So these two are the best source of light, as I've mentioned earlier, when you're navigating the underwater cavern. I'm going to show you that later on. Now, before you go in there, you need to make sure that you have 100 Calithuia plants and also 30 fire blooms. Now, for those who don't know how to get these resources, I will leave a link in the description below where you can see all the herbs in terms of the locations and the vanilla resources that you can get them from. So there's going to be a full video on where you can find them and where you can get them. And you can also click on the pop-up notification on this video for the AOC herb guide. All right. Now, what I'm going to be using is the Orb of Light and also the Riptide. So, Riptide on my right, Orb of Light on my left. So there we go. All right. Let's go. All right. So we're in. And then there will be some hostiles here. So there we go. They are hostile. They're gonna attack you as soon as they see you, so be careful. There are also two Ilarican dwellers here and also two ghosts. But for some reason, they're not here. So you don't really need to fight them. You can just jump into the water and then you should be fine. Alright. So this is the entrance right here. This deep hole in the water is the entrance going to the underwater cavern. So things that you need to do, make sure that your gamma is pumped up. And then you can take your potion. In my case, I have my Riptide and then I have my Orb of Light for the light source. Alright, so diving down. So you just have to hit the bottom and it should teleport you to the underwater cavern. There we go. There we go. So it's pitch black because of the glowing goop. You're able to see the fish and also just very, very limited visibility. There we go. So there are, I'm not sure if it's always a guarantee, but in this area, there are two sharks roaming around. So okay, hold on, I'm going backwards. So in my experience, since I've been navigating the underwater cavern many times because of the quests that I did in my live stream series, most of the time they don't swim like mid-level in terms of the depth. That's just my observation though. So that's what I'm doing right now. Not too low, not too high. And there we go. That one is swimming really low. Damn it. I'm in God mode, but still, these sharks scare the shit out of me. Alright, so just stay close to the wall so that it can help you illuminate the place. And you just have to make sure that you don't rush in. So be careful. Because when they bite you, even with my... There we go. Okay, so that's a bad move right there. Now, if I was not in God mode, I would probably have lost around 400 plus in HP. The bad thing is you cannot heal yourself underwater. Alright, so you have to be careful. Now, what we're looking for is this in a big seaweed. That one right here. That rock formation and then a seaweed. Now, there's a shark right there underneath, so he's swimming really low. So one is swimming really low and sometimes the other one is swimming really like a little bit higher, but not as high as my level as of the moment. Now what we're looking for is a place where we can go through right here to this one. I think you can also see the difference of the color or the shade of the stone. So this is what you're looking for. So you have, so let me show you again. You have a rock formation there where there's a huge seaweed. So that's the level of the shark, as you can see. So swimming in this level when you're already here should be fine. And then you will see another rock formation where there's another big seaweed. And if you are in the middle of or in between these two rock formation and the two seaweeds, you should be able to find this path right here. So remember the markers because navigating this place can be very difficult, especially you have a very limited visibility. So once you have once you see the eels, then you know you're in the right place. All right. So this has been our marker ever since we have played AOC even before December 8th. So in this location, I have observed that swimming low is the best way to go. But then again, as I've mentioned earlier, it's not a perfect science, or it's just an observation that I had. All right. So as you can see, I'm just swimming straight. All right, there we go. And this is what we're looking for right here. Yeah, you have to be very careful here because there's a shark swimming on the surface, and there's a huge. I think it's like a whale shark or a megalodon, and it attacks. And I was actually killed one time. There we go. That one, really huge, right there. In the old AOC, we actually have something like that, but it was just aesthetics, and it doesn't actually attack. But now for some reason, it actually attacks already. So you just have to swim up once you hit this wall right here. Here we go. There. All right. So there we go. We have one shark swimming on the surface, and then if you will do it like this with your orb of light, point it into the water, and you will see the huge one swimming. So once we're already diving down again later on, you need to be very careful and observe if there's nothing in the way. All right, because you can you can get one shot by the big one. All right, so I'm climbing up, and this is where we're going to get our Tome of the Water Element. There we go. Quest location discovered. So we're in the right place. Oh, sorry. Let me climb again. All right. So if you get damaged by the shark and for some reason you didn't die, or you weren't, one hit, you need to find a ledge because you cannot heal yourself underwater. So climb up the ledge, find somewhere that you can stand on, and then heal yourself. And then just dive back into the water. All right. So here's the guy, Magus of the Water Element.
Yes, Wanderer.
And this is the reason, so let me just show you again. This is the reason why you need to bring these two. Please do not forget these two, because if you forgot these two, and let's say you don't have an admin access because it's not your server, you are screwed because you have to do it all over again. You cannot go back where you came from. You have to finish navigating the whole dungeon, and then you have to do it all over again, and that would be frustrating. That could be very frustrating. All right, so make sure that you bring this too. 100 Calathuya plant. I don't know if I pronounce that properly. And then 1 fire bloom. All right.
What is it?
Sorry, 30 fire blooms. There we go. Purchase made.
Return when you
Always double check your inventory before going. There we go. Tome of the Water Element. All right. Now, once you're done, so your option is to, I don't know, if your server allows you to do the slash, the slash home, then that would be great. But if your server does not offer that functionality or does not have that functionality, then yeah, you have to really completely navigate the dungeon or the whole place. I'm gonna be showing you that anyway, so at least you will have a guide on how to go back to the entrance that we used earlier. But we're not going back, we're going through and then circle back to where we came from. All right, let me show you. So I got it from him. So here. All right, so you see this gap? Just go here, and then you will see there. You will see a seaweed right there, and it's showing up a little bit on like on the water. There's a shark. Be careful with that. That's not the only thing that you need to worry about in this place. Also the big one right there. There we go. please avoid the big one. The big one is... It has a staggering damage. Now, they're gone, so I will swim down really fast. So just go to the bottom right here. So this is the seaweed that we saw earlier. And then the entrance to the next chamber should be here. Hold on. There we go. So this is the seaweed, and then just go to the right. And you should see this right here. All right. Don't go to the right, obviously. All right, swim down. Make sure that you are not rushing in. The sharks still go through this place, and yeah, you can get damaged. All right, go through the seaweeds. It's scary, I know, but you know, you just have to be careful. All right, so there's a trap here. Just go through it. And then this one right here, this rock right here, it's a gate, and if you are playing with some people, there you go, that's a creepy sound. If you're playing with some people, make sure that you go through together. Don't leave anyone behind, because if you leave someone behind, this one will close the moment that one of you will go ahead. However, if for some reason it really closed, you can just climb up using this seaweed right here. Just follow this one. All right. So you should be fine. These sharks are friendly, but again, just be careful. So if you see this skeleton right here, you're in the right place. And I will also take this opportunity to show you. Okay, there's a shark right there. So that's why I'm swimming really low. For some reason in this location, they swim a little bit higher. Again, just a disclaimer, it's not a perfect observation. Maybe it's just timing. All right. Now, as I was saying, if you see the skeleton, you go to the right. And since we're doing water magic walkthrough, this is Bjorgul. So you will be able to interact with Bjorgul if you have already learned the water magic. So he will give you the secret spell. I'm not sure if this secret spell is worth getting. It's going to allow you to fire ice shards. So if ever you want to test it out, getting the frozen depths, then you can come here and then just get it from Bjorgul. This is the only secret spell for water magic. Unlike blood magic and the other magic that has multiple secret spells, I think blood magic has the most number of secret spells. Water magic only has one, and this is where you can find it. All right, I'm gonna get this one right here. Goodbye. And then I'm gonna make sure that I already have it before I leave. Water magic. And then here, frozen depths. All right. Now, I have to be careful. I have to swim down, because the mean sharks are patrolling. All right. Now, once you... Okay, so once you're done with Bjorgul, you just have to stay on the right. There we go. Stay on the right. Okay. Because we need to find the next area, or the next the entrance to the next area. All right. So this chamber right here is also something that would be considered as a secret, like a secret tablet. All right. So just to remind you, this secret tablet can only be interacted by a FELGARTH faction. So if you are not FELGARTH, then you have no business going to this section right here. All right, so we're going out. We're still sticking to the right part of the wall. And we should be able to see the entrance to the next chamber. So don't go through that part of the entrance. All right, so there's a shark. This swim passed by me. Good thing it didn't attack me. There we go. Make sure to stay on the left. And then, once you see this stump right there, then you should be in the right place. Now, what I usually do, since the shark yeah, there we go. It goes, you know, to and fro. I will just wait for the shark to pass by before I go back. All right, hold on. So that shark is patrolling the area. It should come back. Going there. And then once it goes back, that's the safest way. There we go. Because I don't want anyone following me from behind. That would be more dangerous. I will just wait until he comes back. I will just stay here. It's not dangerous here. And I will wait for him to come back. There we go. And then the moment that he comes back, I will just swim really fast. Make sure that you avoid the traps. Alright, so just make sure that you swim low and stay on the right. There we go. And you should be able to see the arch here. Alright, okay. There we go. Good thing it didn't attack me. I will stay on the right. And what we're looking for here is a ship. There we go. Just stay on the right. A lot of resources here, but I don't think someone is crazy enough to, you know, risk their lives coming here for those resources. All right. All right, there we go. We found the ship. So as you can see, I just stayed on the right, like right next to the wall. And then now we found the ship. So this is the end of the ship, like the front part. And then this is where you can find the arcane area right here. All right. So I know this is not part of the water magic quest, but since I'm already here, I'm just gonna show you. There we go. So that's the arcane shrine. So all you gotta do is find the ship and you should be fine. So that's the arcane right there. And spoiler alert, this is the entrance going to the underworld. Alright. Now, if you are wondering how to go to the underworld and things that are required for you to take on the underworld dungeon, you can check one of my live streams and you should be able to see how we were able to go to the underworld, and also how we were able to beat the underworld. All right, so now we just need to go out. So you need to find the mast of the boat. So that would be your indicator. Here we go. Here's the mast. And all you need to do is just go straight until you hit the wall. Of course, you have to watch out for, you know, sharks. Alright? I'm gonna slowly go up. Here. And then I go a little bit to the left. There we go. And then you will see a gap here. Alright, you should be able to climb this. There we go. Right, so the gap is that big. It should be easy for you to find. And then there's a trap here. So, okay, there we go. I triggered it. I did not intentionally trigger that, but I think it's a good example. You just climb up the wall. It's climbable, so you should be fine. There we go. There's a trap there, so be careful. Alright, so this is Bobby Sanctuary. This is where you can buy Bobby and Sir Lannis, of course, if you have the right feats and the right level. So that's not going to be our focus in this walkthrough anyway. So just letting you know that this is where you can buy Bobby and, you know, some cool stuff. So this is Bobby Sanctuary. All right. So once we go through this portal right here, it's going to be the arena where you can fight Bobby and Sir Lannis. So if you don't have any plans of fighting Bobby and Sir Lannis, All you gotta do is go through the portal, and then once your screen has loaded already, you just have to run and then jump into that hole right there. Yeah, make sure you don't, you know, hit the edges, because if you hit the edges, it's going to cause a lot of damage, and it's probably gonna kill you, okay, if you're low level. All right. So just observe what I'm going to do. I'm not fighting Lannis and Bobby. I'm just gonna go through the portal. Right here, and then just jump. Make sure you don't hit the edge. Once you hit the water, make sure that you press spacebar. Because if you're not gonna press spacebar, there's possibility that you might hit the bottom. And if you can still remember, this is how we got to the underwater cavern. So it's gonna be a loop, and that's going to be a disaster. Alright. So we're back where we came. So the dwellers are there. So there we go. I think it was just bugged out earlier. So these are Ilarican Plague Dwellers, Scourge Dwellers. They easily die, so be careful. You don't need to fight them, just run past them really quick. And then make sure that you go to the portal immediately. Alright, there we go. Alright. Now it's time for us to go back home and make our altar. And then after we can make our altar, we can already make our magic weapon and also the ammo that we're gonna use. Alright, so we're already home and we can already handcraft our water magic altar. Here we go. So the water magic altar is called the Sanctum of Coralina. It requires the Tome of Water Element, the one that we just got earlier. 950 stones, 25 Calamitous plant, 20 bitter granilla dust, and 20 dragon fern dust. Alright, so the dust, bitter granilla, and also the dragon fern can be crafted in the grinder. So all you need to do is just put these two in the grinder and you should be fine. Alright. Okay, so we already have all the materials that we need. Crafting. Alright. Just put it here. There we go. Sanctum of Coralina. Now that we have our altar, time to craft the weapon and also the ammo for the water magic. There we go. So here's the weapon. Water magic level 1 for the weapon. Alright. Tome of the water element. So without this, you cannot make the altar, you cannot make the weapon as well. Uncut sapphire, and then Calamitous plant. So we're just gonna make one. There we go. And then the Sanctum of Coralina runs on sapphire as its fuel. While that's still crafting, let's talk about the ammo. So the ammo is also level 1, it's just a basic spell. And then it needs a plant fiber, mystical plant, and uncut sapphire as well. So let's just make, let's say, 10. Alright, so our weapon is done. There we go. Then we get some ammo. Just drag it and drop it into the weapon and it should equip it. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, water magic. Oh, it has the same casting style as the divine magic. It's just instead of yellow, it's blue. And just a tip, and this will be a little bit of a spoiler, and a very good tip as well for those who are still starting off with the game. You have to max out your water magic. The water magic plays a very important role in one of the late game dungeons. That's the only thing I can tell you for now. It's gonna play a big role in one of the late game dungeons. So max it out as much as you can. Alright. So now we already have our weapon and our ammo. Let's talk about leveling it up. Now, in order for you to level up your magic skill and also your magic weapon, it will require water power gems. And in order for us to get water power gems, we need to have a magic harvest tool. In the water magic, it's called Coralina's Kiss. All right. So it requires 10 aluminum, 5 mystical dust, and 3 sapphires. There we go. Let's play. And talking about the minerals and also the herbs that you will require in the crafting that I have just done earlier, I will be leaving links in the description below for the crystals, aluminum, and also for the AOC herbs and plants. So check those links in the description below. Alright, so here you go. We have the Coralina's Kiss. And then, again, always use the reinforcement and not the tool upgrade kit. The yield for the water power gem and all the magic power gems is fixed. So it doesn't matter if you will be using the tool upgrade kit. It's just going to give you 1 power gem if it's meant to have 1 power gem. There we go. So just use the reinforcement, at least it will increase its durability. You can harvest the water power gems from crocodiles, salamanders, and shellbacks. You can also harvest water power gems from the corpse of Elvanors and FELGARTH. This will yield 1 gem per harvest. Now that we already know how to learn magic and the needed materials, all that's left to know are the locations of the Nature Ascension volumes. The Tome of Nature Ascension volumes, right here, are the Ascension volumes needed for fire, earth, water, and air magic. So now, let's check their locations. Alright, so the location of the first Tome of Nature Ascension, so that's going to be Volume 1, is in the Unnamed City. And it's in the Stormhold encampment. Let me show you. So here we go. Once you find this hut right here, check that object on top of the crates. That is the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 1. There we go. Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 1. Now let's check the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 2. Alright. So the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 2 is right here on the map. It's in G7, where you can also find the Mechamosis Spire, where you can learn Set Religion. Alright, so you can pass through here. Let me show you. Here we go. So the Shadirians in this camp are not aggro. However, there is a raid boss in that location right there. So if you get too close, the raid boss is going to make the whole camp aggro. So be careful. Carissa Demont is the NPC that you're looking for. And you can get the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 2 from her for 20 Star Metal ore, 10 Black Lotus flowers, and 25 fire blooms. Alright, so purchase it from her. There we go. We have the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 2. Now let's check the location for the third volume. The location for the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 3 is in the Frost Temple. The Frost Temple is in the Snow Biome in A, B, C, D, like in between D and E14. Alright. So one thing that you need to be prepared of if you are going in the Frost Temple is that you are properly insulated from the cold. And if you don't have that gear yet, you might as well bring spicy food or alcoholic drinks. So as you can see, it tends to get really cold in this area, so be careful. Once you get frostbite, it's going to drain your HP like crazy, and you're going to die almost instantaneously. So here you go. This is the section of the Frost Temple where you can find Ostava Eagle's Plan. So Ostava is going to give you the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 3 in exchange for 60 Fire Blooms, 80 Aurora Herbs, and 10 Mystical Potions. Alright, here we go. Purchase the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 3. Always double check before you leave. Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 3. Now let's check the location of the last and the final Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 4. The last location that you can find the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 4 is in K9. So that's right here, K9. This location is considerably the most difficult, regardless of any quest or missions that you will be assigned in the game, and you will know later why. Let me show you. So just like the Frost Temple, everything in here is aggressive, and they're not only aggressive, they are Ilarican Plague type of mobs. So the moment that you kill one of them, the spiders that I'm pointing as of the moment, the boss, and the small ones, they produce Ilarican Plague when they are killed. So in order for you to get the last Tome of Nature Ascension, you need to jump through the jump pads. That's the first one. You jump from one jump pad to the platform, and there's going to be another jump pad to jump to that platform, and finally there's another jump pad in there that will make you jump to the final platform. Now if you can see, there are two NPCs in there, one of which is the NPC that you can get the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 4. Now, just a reminder that I'm currently in Cloak and God mode for demonstration purposes only. In the real game, you may have to come here and get aggro, and you may have to create a distraction so that you can have a free aim from here to that platform. Okay, so I'm already here. And again, I'm in cloak mode, so that's why the spider is not aggroing. But you don't actually have to fight this spider. You just have to make sure that you will be on the opposite side and make sure that this jump pad is clear. And then you jump to the next jump pad. There you go. And then, since there are no more enemies here, if you have taken damage from the fall or the hit, heal yourself up and get ready for the third jump. Now the third jump is quite easy. All you need to do is aim to the water. There we go. And once you hit the water, you can actually swim down. If you can do this perfectly, you don't have to take any damage at all. Now, it may look like that I have done that really just easily, but remember, I am in cloak mode, so I didn't get any aggro, so I was able to free aim, and also I didn't get a lot of aggro from that spider because I was in cloak. But again, I hope that what I showed you earlier will help you understand on what you're supposed to do in order to get to Elena Amuri. Now, Elena Amuri is going to give you the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 4 for 30 Bitter Crenilla Plant, 50 Mystical Plant, and 45 Vulcan Bee. So, you have to make sure that you bring all of these before coming here, because if you are able to do the difficult feat that you have to undergo, and then once you got here, you don't have the materials needed, then that only means that you have to go back and do it again with the materials. Alright, purchasing the Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 4, the last one. And there you go. Check your inventory all the time. There you go, Tome of Nature Ascension Volume 4. Now, once you have the required Ascension Volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the required number of water power gems, you can just come back here and attune yourself to level up your magic so that you can create a better weapon as well. So one thing that you need to take note, Ascension Volume 1 would require 25 water power gems, and you can do this when you're already level 25 and above. The Ascension Volume 2 would require 70 water power gems and would require you to be level 40. The third Ascension Volume will require 150 water power gems and will require you to be level 80 and above. And the last Ascension Volume 4 will require 300 water power gems and it will require you to be level 120. So, once you have the required Ascension Volumes plus the number of gems required and also the level that you can already attune, you can just keep coming back to the shrine to increase your magic level. And that is all for this guide, you guys, and I do hope you find this helpful. If you do, please leave a like and smash that subscribe button for fresh tips and tricks for Conan Exiles, Age of Calamitous. You can also leave a comment below for requests of guides and walkthroughs that you want us to cover, or any recommendations on how we can make our content better in our future videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now, you guys.